is Lilacspectrum here, and I already recorded this video a few days back, and I really didn't like the setting I was in. I was actually up in my old bedroom recording the video, and I didn't really like it. I just been thinking about it, and so I'm gonna redo it. So of course you're not gonna see the old one. So I am today reviewing The Pact by Jodi Picoult, and sadly I do not have the book with me because I had to turn it in. I don't even know how many pages it had in it off the top of my head, but I'm just gonna do kind of like a try to copy that now. So basically the cover was just kind of like a brown cover, and it had two teens at the bottom sitting side by side, and it just said Jodi Picoult Pact. And I just wanted to review the book really quickly because a friend did recommend I read it, and I really enjoyed it so much. So first, let me apologize because I probably sound like I'm a moose here, and my throat has been hurting me a lot the past few days. I don't know if that was pollen or somebody got sick and gave it to me or whatever, and my nose has been stuffed up. So I sound semi-sick right now. I don't sound as bad as I did when I recorded that last one. So that's another reason why I wanted to re-record it, because I just sounded like some kind of old man talking. So first off, let me thank Raven, my friend, for recommending this book. That was really sweet. She made it sound like this is what kind of caught me in the book. She said that a friend had read it, and that the friend was talking about the book, and basically there were these two teenagers, and they make a pact to kill each other themselves, like suicide, and the guy kills the girl and doesn't kill himself, and then he starts to wonder if he did, and everybody's asking him if he did, and he doesn't really know. So that was like, whoa, let me read this book. In all actuality, this book is not like that. It does not go exactly like that. I think she just kind of had whatever her friend had told her at the time that the friend was reading it. So I want to clear some stuff up for Raven, because I know she's probably going to watch this, because she was pretty excited for me to review this book. She was actually my first person to recommend a book for me. So I'm thanking her, and that's Moose in the background jumping on the couch. So the book starts off as like these two parents are like best friends with each other, and they live beside each other, and they have children like a few months apart, and then their children grow into teens, and they're kind of expected to be like boyfriend and girlfriend, and the guy's like all for it, and the girl's like nah. She just kind of follows whatever her parents tell her. She doesn't like make up her own mind, and so she does end up dating this boy, and everyone's like, oh, y'all are such a cute couple, like it's supposed to be, and it's a very interesting book when it comes to that, because I've never seen a book so much like that, and it's strange. So they decide to commit suicide together. I think like she would shoot herself, or he would shoot himself, and vice versa. The other would take the gun and shoot themselves, but then they'd just be found dead. And it gets that far, but you don't really find that out like at the beginning. Basically in the beginning you just see them at wherever they're gonna commit the suicide, and then like you hear a gun shot, and then the next thing you know, you're just kind of transported to the ER, to the actual part of the story, and different things like that. So it doesn't really give you much of a background when it starts out, so you're just like, huh? And it's kind of confusing. So that's one thing about the book, and that's nothing bad, I just noticed it. The story is told in then and now verses, so basically, and I think it has like 3 different parts as well, so it's like 3 big chapters. But I just usually I like to read chapter to chapter to chapter when I'm getting into a book. So basically I just read the whole then portion, and then when I got to the now portion, I just stopped and would read something else. And then whenever I came back to it, I would read the now portion. So basically the book is split up into different portions, and it goes then, and it tells you the story. Like it'll be like flashback. So basically your then are your flashback points. And then your now is, of course, it's going to be now. So it's told in those different kind of back and forth things, and the good thing about those are that you do get to understand like where the character came from. There's not as many then that gives you like a background to Emily's character, which is the teenage girl. There's Emily and there's Chris, and then there are the parents. Emily's character, you find out, is struggling with a lot of depression, a lot of sexual abuse, not from any of the actual main characters, but some other stuff on the background, and you don't really get to find it out until like maybe halfway through towards the end of the book. So it's not a lot of thens that you really get a good bit of the story. A lot of the thens are just like how they grew up and how their relationship was formed. This is like, there's not a lot of it focusing just on the depression part. And I mean, you know, I didn't have a problem with it, but some people probably would have a problem with a story about depression that isn't really focused on depression. It did, but not like I would have focused it. Like if I had written it, I would have written it a different way. And of course, everybody's gonna write a story a different way. But I did really enjoy the then and nows because it made me feel like time had been passing. And you know, a lot of people like that are writers that are writing a story where there's a court case involved, they just make it sound like the court case gets solved that quickly, and that's not how it happens in real life. You know, there's months and months and months and months and months between the actual hearing and the actual court case that you are waiting basically, and your life may be falling apart, or your life may be okay, your life may be stressful, you might be freaking out, but there's all those months in between that they skip over because they have nothing to say. So I think it was good for Jodi Picoult to write like that because it made me feel like the months were dragging on. So it was really good. It was a really good feeling to me that I was really living it, and I was really waiting those months with them, and I was, you know, kind of nervous throughout the whole book because, you know, I get attached to characters, so it was really nice. I mean, not nice, the story's not nice, but it was nice to have a author that actually understands that there is like a time period between then and now, and there's a time period between the actual trial date versus when you first get arrested. It happens, so like why are we writing it out like it doesn't? So that was a good part of the book that I enjoyed. The book is also told from Chris's point of view as well as Emily's point of view, and their two parents, their two sets of parents. It is told a little bit from like the lawyer's point of view, but not a whole lot that, but it focuses on some of the main characters. So it's nice to see that too, because you find out like how the parents are dealing with it, what they're feeling, and I felt like the parents, especially the parents of Emily, were reacting the way I kind of expected it to, and actually Chris's parents too as well. There's always that one parent who kind of there's always the one parent that pretends like there's nothing happening, and there's also that other parent that is really overly emotional, and really honestly it's always usually the mom, even though it's not always the mom, but usually it's always the mom that's the over emotional part, and the dad's always the one that's kind of like, it's not happening, I'm gonna pretend like it's not happening. And so that was really kind of realistic for me. Other than that, the book was really good. I would give it 5 stars out of 5. There are some sexual things happening throughout this book that I did not expect. When I came up on it, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I mean, even though I'm like 20, I mean, yeah, I don't mind that kind of stuff. It's not a big deal. But if you were like a 14-year-old maybe reading this, you would probably be like, whoa. You know, you would definitely be whoa. So beware if you don't like sexual scenes. This is a book with a few of them, and there are some unpleasant sexual scenes as well. Most of them are unpleasant, but there are some that I'm not even going to get into it, but there are some that were not as unpleasant, but there are some talking about maybe how she was molested and stuff like that. So there are some unpleasant scenes in this book, so beware, reader beware. You don't really get that kind of like warning at the beginning of any book, really. I mean, but people, if you need to know, you need to know. There are a lot of depression, suicide, and other mental disorder talks in this book, so if you're triggered by that kind of stuff, or you're triggered by gore, or you're triggered by any of that stuff, I would not suggest reading it because it will probably trigger you. I like to tell people that so they'll know. But other than that, it was a pretty good book. So would I recommend it for somebody that's 20 years old or maybe late teens, early 20s? Yeah, I would recommend it. It was really good. Another book I read by Jodi Picoult was My Sister's Keeper, which became a popular movie back a few years ago. I'm not going to go into that one here, but I did enjoy that book. Whenever I found out Jodi Picoult wrote this book, I was like, oh, I was all on board for that. So that's all I kind of wanted to say about this book. I do recommend it for anybody out there who is interested in it, and maybe you can tell me how you felt about the book. So leave it down below. Actually, the Her Daughter's Eyes book got commented on by the writer, and I was really excited to see that, because like usually you don't get to talk to the writer of a book, especially after they see your words, so it does make you kind of nervous to say a lot of stuff on these things, but I'm still gonna say what I want to say. So Jodi Picoult, if you watch this, I'm doubting you will, but if you do, thank you for watching this video, and I really did enjoy it. So thanks guys for watching. If you have any books you'd like to recommend, or you are a writer, add them below and I will read them. I actually got several copies of other writers out there who want me to read and review their stuff, so it will happen. I haven't had time. I'm starting some of the books here and there. Try not to bombard myself with that stuff. Summer is coming up soon, so I will have more time to read. So maybe I can, over the summer, that will be my little project to get some more book reviews out there. Also, other just non-book review videos are going up as we speak. So thank you for being patient with that, especially if you're a writer. But if you are a writer and you do want your books read and you do want them reviewed, leave the book below or leave your email below, and I'll email you and you can delete your comments so nobody can get in touch with you. I am willing to read it if it interests me. If it does not interest me, I will just not. But yeah, just leave me an email or some way I can get in touch with you below, and I can and I will. I have no problem reading and reviewing. I just need to know what the book's about, and I need a free copy or something, some way I can get to it. If it's available in my local library, I will get it that way. But thank you guys for doing that, and if yeah. So also, when it comes to those kind of things, I need to know like where you'd like me to review. Some people say I want an Amazon review as well as a video if you can, or I want a Goodreads review as well as an Amazon review, and I don't really want the video, but I'm still gonna do videos because it'll benefit my channel. So of course I'm willing to write a written review for you guys, so just specify when we talk in email and we'll talk about that there. So if you are ready and you want a book review, just like I said, leave it below. Also, one quick thing, I also said it in the previous video that I did for this video, but I haven't, obviously I'm not including it. If you are somebody with depression, and I know it's kind of hard for me to say it because everybody just thinks that anytime somebody says this, they're being fake, and I'm not being fake. If you are suffering from depression, get help. Get serious help. I swear I will literally talk to you, or somebody I know can help you. Please get help, because you know, suicide is not a temporary solution, it's forever. If you kill yourself or you try to kill yourself and you don't succeed or whatever, it doesn't affect you anymore, but it does affect your parents. And I know everybody always thinks mom and dad doesn't love me, or so-and-so doesn't love me, or whatever. They do love you, and they do suffer for the rest of their lives knowing what could I have done to help my child, or whoever it is, however you're related to these people. They always will say, what could I have done to change the situation, and it always affects them for the rest of their life until the day they die. So if you need some help, I can refer you to some suicide hotline prevention places. We can talk. I swear I'll talk to you guys. There's not many people on my channel right now, so of course if it's just a few, I mean, that's no big deal. But please, suicide is serious, and these books are serious, and like I said, if you have triggers, don't read them. But yes, please be very serious about this. And don't be stupid and brag about how you are feeling suicidal and you're not, okay? Because people out there really do have mental disabilities. They have mental problems. They have suicide thoughts. And you should not pretend that you have it just to be funny. It's not funny. So if you're out there and you have some problems or you need somebody to talk to, find me and I will find somewhere. If I can't talk to you, I will find somebody that can. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, if you would like to, please subscribe to me, and below you can find different links to all my social medias and where you can reach me. Bye.